Hello guys, happy Friday and welcome back to my channel. So the ANC has decided to terminate. I don't know if they've terminated, but they're saying that the membership of Mokgotsi has not been renewed. He was a former member of the ANC. I really find it hard to believe it because not long ago, this is what Mokgotsi said. I think it was around last year. This is what he said about his membership with the ANC.
In Mahikeng in the Northwest Province. I'm a member of the African National Congress in good standing, and my participation as a member is tantamount or equal to any other member, including those who have been elected in structures of the African National Congress. The reason I'm coming to you, I'm humbly availing my view to your good self.
So according to Mokgotsi, he is a member of the ANC in good standing. Whenever someone uses the word, I am a member of something in good standing, meaning that they're going nowhere. Why would it be that Mokgotsi does not renew his membership when he's been such a vocal member of the ANC about the issues in the ANC? He's been very, very active, especially there in the Northwest, and such videos confirm that.
Official of the ANC in the REC or the PC will just call the branch secretary or the chairperson and agree to change the nomination pack. That has been norm. But what I was trying to say, comrades, about the list process.
The Premier until tomorrow 4 o'clock on the letter that we've written to him together with the Speaker and the Acting Provincial Secretary of the ANC. The intervention comes as a result of the Premier deciding to invoke Section 131 unconstitutional
of the end for the United States of America. Time is now. The petrodollar has crashed.
So who is actually fooling who in the ANC, trying to distance themselves from Mokgotsi, saying that Mokgotsi has nothing to do with them? Is it because now his name is tainted? There's a lot of things that are following him. And I find it very weird how the ANC always distance itself from their members who are fighting corruption, but their leaders, like their president who has relations with someone who's involved in the Tembisa Hospital scandal, to their treasurer general, who is also said to have relations with Vusimuzi, they are not doing anything about that. But Mokgotsi, they are quick at severing the relations with him. Could it be that they are doing damage control by doing this? Probably this is damage control, or high chances his membership has been terminated, knowing Fikile Mbalula and how people like Fikile Mbalula, they pride themselves with coming with evidence. Why is it that that video or that this letter was not accompanied with evidence that Mokgotsi is not part of their system, is not a member of the ANC? Clearly, this is a clean-up for them. I'm just hoping that Mokgotsi will come and tell us the truth, because how did he get to be able to get this information, this classified information, even though he's not a police, if he has no relations and connections with the people of the ANC? Because he even said it himself in those interviews that yes, he won't answer that, but he's not a police officer, but he does have access to those classified information.
And Mr. Mokgotsi, are you a police officer?
No, I'm not a police officer. The information that I'm giving you, I say, if I'm questioned at the right platform, I'll be able to allude this to how do I end up having this information. And it does not come from Minister Senzo, Mchunu, General Sibiya, or General Khan, or anyone of those General Mchunu has mentioned.
So you confirm that you have access to privileged policing information?
No, it's not that I have access. This environment information do comes to you.
Then where do you get this information, which is privileged and sensitive?
Like I said, only the proper platform can allow me to divulge as to where does the kind of information come from.
How would it be that even the commission can prove that Senzo Mchunu and Mokgotsi have a relationship when this person has not renewed his membership? That is a brutal nonsense. Another thing, guys, there's a letter that they also released where they're using the step aside rule, because the step aside is that, just step aside so that we can deal with the situation, investigate. Then that's when they can remove the person. But when it comes to Mokgotsi, they're not applying the step aside. So this step aside only applies to who? The ministers or to people that they like. They're definitely throwing Mokgotsi under the bus, and I just hope that Mokgotsi will continue with his journey of exposing the ANC and the corruption that it has been part of.
I'm aware that the public, South Africans,
I've been waiting to hear the side of my story. Definitely I'll be doing that. Remember, I had to deal with my security situation. I've been followed here and there. My phones had some problems. But yeah, I'm ready. I'll be in the nation to confidence pertaining the General Mukanazi's utterances and allegations.
Because this thing of the step aside, clearly it applies to certain people and not certain people. Because how did it apply to Senzo Mchunu? And it was applied to even this member that they're talking about in this letter. But it doesn't apply to Brown Mogotsi. When it's Brown Mogotsi, no, we distance ourselves. We don't know this man. We don't like to be associated with people like him who are members of the ANC. No, he's a member in good standing. Remember that. He didn't say that he's left his membership or anything. These are things that have happened recently before the explosion Sunday of the 6th of July. They were associating with him. They didn't have a problem with him. And also, the question that remains, how did he get information? How does he get to fund these ANC events, including the one that involves the Treasurer General and the President? How does he get to fund these events? These events are not old events. So when did this membership not get renewed? When did this whole thing start? Did it start now with the Zondo Commission? I feel like Fikile Mbalula is very much trained to do damage control for the ANC, and it has been working for years, and that's what he's doing even now. And it makes me wonder, why is it that people even from the Eastern Cape always get confused and played by the ANC so much? Could it be that also there is one of the cartels, the Big Five, that is funding the campaigns that are happening in Eastern Cape? Because it just doesn't make sense that Eastern Cape is one of the provinces where there's just a lot of lack of service delivery. Hence, we even have Cutting Edge, where each and every episode they are implicated. And they're telling me that these people don't see a need for them to remove their leadership or for them to stop voting for the ANC. Why is the ANC taking all these wards in the Eastern Cape? Why is the ANC taking all these wards in Tshwane? Even when we know very well that Tshwane has, Action SA is doing well in Tshwane. Could it be that votes are being bought? Because from what has been shown in the commission, clearly these people that are part of the Big Five, they campaign, they pay for campaigns, they pay for votes, they pay for memberships, they pay for everything that is happening in politics. Should we trust this thing of elections? Was Mcebo right when he said that we do not need elections anymore? We just need a dictator.
We now need dictatorship. Okay. The country is damaged beyond. To bring it back, we need a benevolent dictatorship. We now need an iron fist.
Has the world had a dictator similar to the one you're imagining?
Well, remember, like in the world, in most countries, the dictatorship is the system, not an individual.
That's true.
They subscribe to a system that is a dictatorial
that is oppressive
in form.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who comes.
Okay.
Go to China today. You know, the system. It is the communist party of China. If they can put you there today, the line is straight for anyone. You go out of the line, they hang you. You'll be punished. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
If in the US, there's not democracy there. It's a dictatorship system that if you touch them, they'll bomb you. They'll go for you. They don't care about human rights as long as it's not
It
against them.
It protects
Yes,
this,
they
the
do
US.
that.
Yeah.
You have the Zionists there in Israel. They are bombing children and women and children in hospitals to protect whatever they believe in. But I'm not justifying that. I was just bringing an example. But that's the bad dictatorship.
Yeah.
I'm talking of a benevolent dictatorship. A dictatorship that is going to be for the people, to even protect the people, to create a certain citizenry, so that where people know that if I do this, there will be consequences.
We need a Traore. Could it be that that's what we need? Because one can ask themselves, why are people still voting for the ANC when they see there's a Matlanga commission where these people are being exposed each and every day? Are you telling me that South Africans are that foolish? No ways. South Africans want change. South Africans want things to be different. South Africans are definitely tired. I don't know if they're tired enough. I don't know if they want action as in like now. All of that I don't know. But what I know for sure is that South Africans don't want the ANC. Then who is voting for the ANC? who is actually giving the NC votes with these by-elections. Clearly with the elections that are coming next year, the local elections, the NC can still win. Then how is that even possible when we have all of these people being exposed all the time? I even saw that they even tried to expose the DA yesterday, saying that there was a situation, I don't know if it was a raid or a situation of corruption in the Western Cape that implicates DA. And I think it was Kusela Diko who came and said, you see now your mighty DA is also corrupt. People came for her and said, you are part of the people that benefited from Tembisa Hospital. Don't say anything. And I don't think that people are shying away from the corruption of the DA. But what I love about the DA is that they quickly do damage control. If someone of their members is implicated in corruption, they quickly attend to it. Whereas the ANC, on the other hand, they don't quickly attend to the rumors of corruption or anything like that. They wait until the situation is bad. When are they going to start saying that Senzo Mchunu's membership is going to be terminated? When Senzo Mchunu, there's crazy evidence, because even with Senzo Mchunu, there's a lot of evidence in the Matlanga Commission. If you guys remember, there was even texts that were revealed on how he was asking Brown Mugotsi if whether arrest has been given effect, if whether arrest was effected, and that is a message that comes directly from Senzo Mchunu. So there's a lot of evidence that Senzo Mchunu also is part of this whole thing. But guess what? They are target Brown Mugotsi so that they can make you as a voter, so that they can make you as a South African to think that, oh my God, the ANC is doing something. They are actually dealing with corruption. No, they're not. They're not. They're just making you to think they are. If they're dealing with corruption, they would have gotten rid of Senzo Mchunu because Senzo Mchunu is implicated. They would have put aside the Treasurer General. They would have done something about Cyril Ramaphosa, the untouchable Cyril Ramaphosa in the ANC that has been involved. Everything draws back to him. And you're telling me that is a coincidence? There is no way. We have the most corrupt president in South Africa. He's very corrupt, that man. And then he hides behind that facade of calmness, of being, that person who speaks very calm. Others are even calling him cupcakes. He has that demeanor of, oh my God, he's just calm, man. He's just so welcoming. I don't think it's possible for him to be part of the corruption. Guess what? He is part of the corruption. He probably is part of the Big Five. It's not that he knows about everything that screams corruption in South Africa. And you are still voting for him? Eastern Cape people come forward. Tshwane people come forward. Did you vote for them? Or they bought your votes? They ensured that they pay the people that pay the people so that they can get the votes that they need. Because you can't trust the IEC. People are hungry. People are unemployed.
ANC has created a bunch of hungry young people.
Okay.
The ANC has created a bunch of hungry youth that must sing and dance for destructive music.
Okay.
It has went beyond to now having members of a member who will defend anything. But defend akuzekhlephuka amakhokho khlephuka amakhokho kuqitheka igazi ngathi ngumvala
But
ngamazi le defender eSundowns umvala defender kuze kuhlephuka igazi
aphume negazi
iphela igame afaka ibandage. So you have
bangamkhiphi
udefender kuze kuhlephuka amabhoots. So you have those people, because them defending the indefensible is what put food on the table.
And when people are hungry, they do anything to feed the hunger, including doing the most illegal things, adding votes, subtracting votes. We even saw in 2024 what happened. There was wrong numbers recorded. There was fixing numbers. There's a lot of corruption that is happening, which makes me even wonder what happened to that rigging of votes case of the MKP. But you'll never know, because the MKP now, it's always losing these cases. It just lost that case of declaring the appointment of Firoz Kachala illegally. On the other hand, fathers can now have to take leave along with women and stuff like that, of which I don't know if that is victory, because it means that women are going to spend less time with their kids after giving birth, because now that leave of 4 months has to be shared 2 months. And we also have deadbeats that can take leave and stay at home even when they know they don't even take care of the baby. So that one, I don't know if I agree with it. We'll have a segment differently regarding that judgment. But we see all of this developments that are happening, the laws that are being made, but we are not dealing exactly with the IEC. The IEC always gets away with this, And the capture of the IEC, it's deeper, because I feel like it's not just the ANC that has captured the IEC. I feel like there's a lot of political parties, and I put it to you that even DA is involved with the IEC doing the things the way they do things, because of pushing that narrative, that Jewish narrative, that Zionists narrative, the narrative of the Stellenbosch mafias. That's the type of narrative that they have to push to ensure that these other political parties don't come into power. It's only the DA or the ANC and nothing else. And if we don't vote properly, such behaviors we become subject to, because this is utter disrespect, in my view, from the ANC coming and saying, this person is not our member, when you know very well that Brown Mogotsi is your member, and a member in good standing, as he said. He participates in the work of the ANC, but you're making us fools. I don't know what you guys think. Please comment your thoughts and tell me if whether you think really, really indeed the membership has not been renewed, or you think that this is damage control. Probably they're just going to delete his name in the system, but he's still part of the ANC. And I can't wait for Brown Mogotsi's testimony, because I think he's in to tell the truth. Contrary to popular belief, I feel like Brown Mogotsi wants to talk. I feel like Brown Mogotsi is tired and is definitely going to throw everybody under the bus, especially since the ANC is throwing him under the bus. Guys, learn this lesson. I don't know if you've also realized this lesson from all of this saga that is happening. You must never deny somebody. Never. It's the same mistake that Brown Mogotsi and Senzo Mchunu made. They denied Vusumuzi Matlala, and look what's happening now. Even Shadrack Sibiya, they denied knowing Brown Mogotsi, they denied knowing Vusumuzi Matlala. Look at what is happening now. You don't deny people. And the ANC denying Brown, they're not making the situation any better. They're actually making it worse. They are prolonging this thing, and they're making him to ensure that he takes a couple of them down with him. Because clearly this man knows a lot of information and secrets about the ANC. Yeah, guys, I will never understand why people are still voting for the ANC. Nonetheless, let me hear your thoughts. And we're still there on the ad hoc committee. They're busy discussing the issue of additional members, whether additional members are important, whether they hold the powers to vote, and what are the parliamentary rules around that. We will do a video if there's something that is of value that we get from that meeting. But otherwise, so far, the last time I saw, they were talking about the members, which is additional members, and how it's going to work around the ad hoc committee and all of that.
The rules of the National Assembly do not use the nomenclature of an alternative member, of an alternate member. And the reason is simple, Chairperson, you cannot be a member and an alternate at the same time. You can either be a member or an alternate. Our authority for this is Rule 156 of the Rules of the National Assembly, 85 Sub-Rule 2A of the Assembly Rules, which provides that a member of the Assembly who is present at a meeting of a committee may speak on a matter before the committee, subject to any reasonable restrictions the Chairperson may impose. Furthermore, Rule 185 Sub-Rule 2B of the Assembly Rules provides that a member of the Assembly who is present at a meeting of a committee may not vote, except when the vote is cast as an alternate in terms of Rule 156. Simply put, alternates can only vote in the absence of the member for which the alternate was appointed, or in the event of vacation of office by the said member until the vacancy is filled.
Let me hear your thoughts. I'll see you in my next upload. Bye.